brand new month, strength body. This is where you get to pull everything that you've just practiced for the last 3 months or years and put it into play. Okay, it's going to get a little nitty gritty. It's going to get a little challenging, but see what you can do to stay really level and grounded. Okay, don't let that mind play in like, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. I have better things to do. I don't want to be here. You know, watch the chatter of the mind and just become really conscious of it because it likes to play tricks, right? This egoic mind. And it kind of plays into, I wanted to just read something to you quick. My teacher, Ramin Pero, he posted something today and it played beautifully into what we're doing, which is interesting with this community that we're all connected to. Is like, naturally things just align, right? So naturally we kind of end up talking about the same thing, although we're not connected in this exact space. We end up pulling the same threads into our teaching. And you guys are probably noticing that you're landing upon things and pulling them into your lives, right? If you read something, if you listen to something, everything naturally we're connected energetically now through this practice, the magic behind it. Okay, so he's talking about the egoic mind. And he says the ego mind unlearns, letting go of fear that has been held in the body and experienced by the mind for years, right? So he says we need to kind of create this perfect environment for this to occur. We need to slowly allow the ego to let go of the fear and anxiety and everything it's been holding physically in the body and then mentally in the mind that it's learned, right? We've taught it this. We've taught it how to hold ourselves. We've taught it how to express ourselves. So he goes on to say the body remembers the stories it was told. And now, through breathing, we bring awareness of the source itself to every cell. We rejuvenate and we remember who we really are. Kind of cool, hey? So this is what we've been talking about. We've been talking about stripping down, getting back to the self, right? That everything is really there. So this practice is helping us to let go of our fear, to rejuvenate and really heal on a cellular level with this breath so that we get back to ourselves. Very simple, right? Very simple. It again, nothing is complicated about this. It's just relearning our power. Okay, so everything, just remember everything that's happened to us in the past, we tend to store in the physical body and we remember in the mind. This is the unwinding process. This is when I talk about letting go, making space, unwinding. This is what we are doing with this beautiful practice. Okay. You know, we can go on further to talk about like taking our mask off, not physically, but like, you know, speaking, take this mask off that we put on this facade, right, to others, to make sure that we're liked, to make sure we fit in, to make sure, and just let it be. Like, let yourself start to shine through. And this is challenging because what happens is some of our relationships start to fall away and dissolve, and we start to lose hold and control of everything we thought we had control of. But we start to clear space. Okay, so this month is really good. I'm really excited about the energy around it. This practice, everything that's going on in the planets, if you follow astrology, and how everything is lining up beautifully for us in this community. Okay, so let's get to work. Let's start standing at the top of our mat. Start standing up nice and tall. Start to present yourself how you want to throughout this month. So we're tall, our shoulders are draped down our back, palms face forward as we start to show ourselves to the front of the mat. Let's bring our big toes together, heels slightly apart. Settle into the breath as much as you settle into the soles of your feet, as much as you settle into the pelvic floor and into your third eye. And as you find your breath, naturally, you should land with your intention. You might feel it in every cell, like we talked about, maybe in your fingertips, pelvic floor, encompassing your entire body. One more breath here. Good. Let's gently open the eyes. We're going to sit back into chair posture. So bend your knees nice and deep. Sweep your arms above your head. One inhale here. And with your exhale, straighten your legs, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, gaze up. Plant your hands, jump or step back into high plank. Lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. We're coming to Virabhadrasana B, so drop your back heel, rise up, open to the side. Palms are nice and wide, gaze is straight forward. That's it, beautiful. Good. With your last breath, let's start to unwind. Hands come down to the mat. Step back into high plank. Lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Drop your back heel. Let's rise together. Virabhadrasana B. Strong and steady. There's always power behind starting our practice with this warrior posture, right? It helps us kind of tap into that energy. Good. And with your next exhale, windmill your arms back down to the mat. Step back into high plank. Lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. We land into the hands. We land into the feet. And we make space by curling your tailbone up towards the sky. This should turn on the back of your legs. Very good. Let's bring our gaze to the top of the mat. Jump or step forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Good. Bend the knees. Rise up with your arms. Sweep them above. Sit into chair posture. One breath. Good. Now straighten your legs. Arms by your side. Into SATTVA. Good. Again, bend your knees. Sit low. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, straighten and fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Find your hands, jump or step back, high plank. Lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, Virabhadrasana B. Let's rise up, plant the heel. Settle into the posture just for one breath. And with your exhale, let's release. Hands come down, flow through your vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, left foot forward. Drop your back heel. Let's rise up. Good. And with your next exhale, hands come down. Again, flow through your vinyasa. Follow your breath. We move together. Good. So right away, we drop into gratitude. We honor the body for being able to show up in the capacity it's showing up, letting us move, letting us breathe, and letting us explore this practice on a deeper level. Good, let's bring our gaze forward. Jump or step your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good, bend the knees nice and low. Inhale, rise up with your arms. Sweep them above your head. Good, and then straighten your legs and arms by your side. Samasthiti. Good, for this last one, I'm not going to speak you through it. We're just going to move together as a group because we know it so well. One breath with each posture. Okay, so let's inhale. Let's begin. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. One more inhale here. And exhale to release. Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Left side. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale to release. Inhale. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's bring our gaze to the top. Inhale your feet forward. Lengthen. And exhale to fold. Good. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms above. And straighten the legs. Arms by your side into Samasthiti. Very good. Take a step back to the center of your mat. Good. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, rise up with your arms. You may need blocks here. Exhale, fold. Good. We're coming to standing split. So walk your hands way out in front of you onto the mat or block. Shift your weight forward into the right leg. Left leg comes up towards the sky. Standing splits. Now, two options here. Arms can be way out in front of you, kind of like downward facing dog. Or if you want, you can walk your hands back, grab onto your right ankle with your right hand and keep extending your left toes up towards the sky. So either variation is fine. Keep rolling your left hip down towards the mat and kicking that left heel nice and high. Good. Release your hands if you haven't done so already. Raise your torso up, bend into your right knee slightly. Hands are going to come onto your hip for flying posture. Straighten your leg and hold here. Yes, very good. Find the strength by rooting down into that right foot. Good. Slight bend into the right knee. Let's rise up to standing. Bring your left knee all the way through without touching the mat. Good. Now grab onto your left knee with your hand or outer edge of your left foot for Utthita Hasta, possibly extending out. Good. Soften your left shoulder back down onto your back away from your ear. That's it. Good. Let's release your hand onto your hip and with control, slowly lower your foot back down. Beautiful. Good. Take your feet back hip distance apart. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, we fold forward. Walk your fingertips out in front of you. Land them onto the mat or a block. And inhale your right leg up towards the sky for standing splits. Again, take the same variation here you did on the other side. Hands out far or catching onto your left ankle. Now, don't hold back here. I know we're early on in the sequence, so we're hesitant when it's these strength postures, but really find your strength. Keep extending that right leg up towards the sky. Good. If you have your left ankle, release your hands. Slight bend into the left knee, hands onto your hips. Come up into flying posture. Good. Don't worry about the wobbles and falls. We always come back and find our strength. Beautiful. Good. Slight bend into the left knee so that you can rise up. Bring your right knee all the way through. Go ahead, catch onto the knee or the outer edge of your foot for Utthita Hasta A. Good. And stand tall. Does not matter the position of your foot, but it does matter the position of your spine. Very good. Good. Keep the heel lifted, hand onto your hip, and very slowly with control, let's lower and come to stand back at the top of your mat into Samasthiti. Good. Vinyasa. Inhale, rise up with your arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, gaze up. Plant your hands, jump or step back into high plank. Lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring the gaze to the top of the mat. Maybe try jumping or step forward. Inhale, lengthen. That's it, Mars. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise together, nice and strong. Steady. And Samasthiti. Beautiful. Let's take a giant step back with our right foot. Coming into Virabhadrasana B once again. So right toes towards the back. Left ankle towards the side. Let's sink into this right knee. Good. Palms nice and wide. Center your torso. So really, we're always kind of leaning more over this right leg. I want you all to pull your torso back into the center. Yeah, so that it is stacking right from your pelvic floor through the crown of the head. That's it. Good. Good, Robin. Breathe here. Good. Now keep the feet where they are. Inhale, bring your arms up, surrounding your ears. So reach your arms straight up towards the sky. And then we're going to start to tilt the torso, just hovering it above your right leg. Good. Now find that strength. Pull everything into the center. It's almost like you're holding a ball in between your arms. Take a couple deep breaths here. Okay, let's take our left hand onto our hip. Gaze out in front of you. We're coming into half moon posture. So your right hand is going to land onto the mat and then walk it out. Shift all the way into the right leg. Left leg stacks. Good. If you can, left arm up toward the sky. So there is always relief, right? After strength posture, we always find our balance again. We find the breath. Good. To release, left hand onto the hip, bend into the right knee. Very gently, slowly place the left foot down. Rise up with the torso. Straighten the front leg. Good. And let's pivot around and we'll switch sides. Virabhadrasana B on the left. So left toes towards the front, back foot angled, and let's sink in. Good. So there should be heat, right? Lots of heat this month. Watch that front knee. Some of us need to really align our pinky toe to our heel of that front foot. Yeah, that's good. Good. Inhale your arms, surround your ears, straight up towards the sky. And then start to tilt your torso to the side, hovering above that left leg. Good. Yeah, beautiful. Good, Wilhelmina. Good, let's take our right hand onto our hip. We're coming into half moon posture. So left hand is going to reach out in front of you. Walk it forward. I need to adjust on my mat. Good. Lift your right leg. And then right hand up towards the sky or onto your hip. That's it. Gaze where it feels comfortable in your neck, either down towards your left hand or up towards the sky. We're here for 3, 2, And one, right hand onto your hip, bend into the left knee to rise all the way up. Reach the arms and come to stand at the top of your mat into Samastitihi. Good. Let's reset with a vinyasa. Inhale, rise up with your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Plant your hands, number step back into high plank. Lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, let's try jumping our feet towards our hands, or you can step them. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And Samastitihi. Good. Let's take our hands on our hips. Let's take a step back with your left foot. So stagger your feet here, toes facing towards the front of your mat. Good. Now take your hands back behind you, interlace them, or grab onto opposite elbow. First, lengthen through the chest, and then exhale, fold forward over this right leg. And then watch the weight, how it's working so hard in that right foot to help you find balance. If you can, relax the neck, relax the jaw, and keep inching your torso a little bit further down your leg. That's it. Good. Keep your hands where they are. Inhale, come halfway up with the torso. Bend into this right knee. Second variation of flying posture. Let's push off that right leg, lift the left leg. Good. Do your best to find your balance here. Good. Stay where you are. Release your hands onto your hips. Let's rise all the way up. Bring your left knee all the way through. And second variation of Utthita Hasta, we're coming to B. So either catch onto your knee and open it to the side, face this way, or catch onto your foot and open it out to the side. Good. Whatever variation you have, make sure you're not collapsing into yourself, but having this beautiful expression through their chest. Roll your left hip down. Good. Okay, let's move our heel or knee back through center. Hand onto your hip. And very slowly release your foot to meet your right. Good. Coming back to the front of our mat, we'll switch sides. Let's take a big step back with your right foot. Good. Take your hands back behind you. Interlace. Inhale. Let's reach that chest up toward the sky. And exhale, fold forward. So notice the quality of breath. Remember, its job is to go in and heal the cells, right? Helping to release, helping to give energy and rejuvenate so that we can then create that which we want or really, truly settle into the self. Good. Let's come halfway up with the torso. Slight bend into the left knee, flying posture. Lift your right leg up off the mat. Left leg is straight. That's it. So how much can you pull your hands towards your back foot? Good. Good. Let's bend into the left knee slightly so you can swing your right knee all the way through to standing. Good. You can release your hands, onto your hips. And we'll come into Utthita Hasta B. So lifting your foot or knee out to the side. Find your variation and then trust here. Trust the strength of the body, the mind, the breath to offer you this perfect experience, no matter how it looks. Good. Come back through center, hands onto your hips, and very slowly release that foot down onto the mat. Good. Let's give a little shake and take a big breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Let's do one more like that. Inhale. Good. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, bring your arms up toward the sky, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Plant your hands, jump or step back into high plank. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now, let's start to walk our feet forward to about the center of our mat and walk your hands back to meet your feet. Good. Bring your big toes together, heels slightly apart. You're going to bend your knees into chair posture once again. Sweep your arms above your head. Good. Now, we tend to really arch into this back, right? So you can see this arch to me. How do we curl our tailbone underneath us? Draw your belly button towards your spine and sit a little taller. Yes. Good. Beautiful. Now let's bring our hands in front of heart center. Cross left elbow onto your right knee and twist here. You can stay here. You can open your arms up. Beautiful. When the heat rises, breathe deep. Good. Let's come back through center. Straighten your legs. Fold forward. Good. Let's bend the knees nice and low. Sweep your hands above your head. Chair posture. Good. Hands in front of heart center. Cross right elbow towards your left knee. Stay here with your hands or open them up. Very good. Good, Steve. Good. Let's straighten the legs. Fold forward. Take a deep breath. Good. Now, let's bend the knees. You can come just kind of into a low squat so you can watch for a second here. We're going to work crow posture, but we're going to work side crow this month, okay? So let's bring both hands around your right leg, okay? So they're going to come towards, I'll do it this way, towards the right edge of your mat. Both knees on the left side. That's it. Good. Now, you're going to bend your arms nice and deep. And for some of us, we're just going to play with rocking our weight forward and back. Okay, getting the idea. I'm going to show you the full posture so you know where we're going. You bend your elbows. Your legs are rested onto the left forearm. And the feet come out to the side. Okay, so it's the same idea. You're creating a shelf with your forearm like we do with our full crow posture. Okay. So again, if there's no feet coming off the mat, that's okay. You're just rocking forward, get the idea, the strength, and rock back a couple times. Yeah, good. We have just a couple more breaths on this side and we'll switch. Good. Let's come back through center and switch sides. So walk your hands into the other side. So both knees now shooting opposite direction. Forearms come down or hands come down. You're going to rest onto your right forearm. So bend your elbows nice and deep. Rock your weight forward. So the outer edge of your left leg is resting onto your right forearm. Good. We're going to hold here for 3, 2, that's it. Good. And 1. Beautiful. Let's release. If you're like, oh, I didn't get anywhere on that, just wait till the end of the month. We'll keep working. It's a brand new posture for us. Okay. Good. Let's plant the hands. Jump or step back into high plank. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So just take 3 breaths here. Find your intention. Notice the quality of breath. Good. And then let's step our right foot in between our hands. Drop your back knee onto the mat and rise up with your hands. Good. So our first Anjaneyasana. Really root into that back foot. So the back foot is pushing towards the back of your mat. And then you're sinking in nice and deep. Lift up and then come on back just for a very gentle back bend. So nothing too crazy here. Can you fill that belly with your breath? Good. Rise up with the torso. Hands come in front of your chest into prayer. Let's cross left elbow onto your right knee. And again, you can either stay here or full expression. We're lifting the back knee and opening the arms up. Good. Beautiful. Good. Let's unwind. Drop your back knee down onto the mat. And then walk your right foot forward for your splits. Good. So you might need blocks underneath that right thigh. So everything in this practice is met with balance. When we have intensity in one way, then we slow it down slightly and are met with just a different type of intensity, right? So we start to strengthen each system in the body with each posture we're doing. Good. Let's release the posture and meet into downward facing dog. If you can, try to lift that leg all the way through. Ah, good. Those are coming. Downward facing dog. Good. This time, inhale, step your left foot forward. First Anjaneyasana, drop your back knee. Rise up with your arms. Go. First, establish the connection with your feet. Then lift everything up and come up and over. Like I'm literally lifting up your lower back. So if I was spotting you, I would have one hand pushing down on your lower back, and my other one would be lifting up into your upper back. Yes, beautiful. That was your virtual adjustment. Go. We rise up with the torso, hands in front of our chest into prayer. Cross right elbow onto your left knee, and then take the same variation here as you did on the other side. Maybe lifting the back knee and maybe opening your arms up. Good. Let's unwind. Drop your back knee, hands onto either side of your foot, and come into your splits. Walk that left foot forward. Good. Just starting to slow things down here. When we consistently show up, we consistently start to find strength in areas we did not think we had strength. Right? And all it takes is that consistency, showing up for ourselves, building the confidence that we are going to follow through with something. Good. Let's slowly release. We'll meet into high plank. And lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's bring our gaze forward. Jump all the way through onto your seat. Let's take our legs straight out in front of us for forward seated fold. Need a quick water break. You can take that now and then move into posture. And pay attention again to the thoughts that come up, the comments. They could be signs of just the processing that is happening through your practice, right? So maybe things that are being let go of, unwinding. We've talked about it before, but if sometimes negative thoughts come up, that's okay. It is literally this clearing out, this clearing of the mind. So we don't resist and try to replace it with a happy thought, but we actually just try to breathe into it. No more fear, just simply observing the process. Good. Let's walk the hands back. You are going to draw your heels towards the body, crossing right ankle over left. Good. Hands are going to be by your side. Inhale, let's lift the bum up off the mat. For 3, 2, 1. Place the bum back down onto the mat. You're going to uncross your ankles, come back into boat posture or half boat. So your knees can be bent here, or if you can, straighten your legs. We're only here for 3, 2, and 1. Come forward, cross left ankle over right. Plant your hands down into the mat. Inhale, lift your bum off the mat. Draw up the pelvic floor. Draw your gaze forward for 3, 2, 1. Let's come back down. Come back, unwind your feet, boat posture. Good. Draw your belly button towards your spine, spine to belly button for 3, 2, 1. Last time through, come forward. Cross right ankle over left, hands by your side. Inhale, let's come up. For 3, 2, 1. Plant your bum back down into the mat. Last time, boat posture. Don't trust the mind when it tells you to give up. 3, 2, and 1. Let's come forward. Draw your knees together. Good. Now let the soles of the feet come together, knees wide out to the side. Let's come forward for butterfly. Hands onto the ankles, elbows into your knees. Curl into yourself. Start to feel comfort in the body, this warm embrace of being exactly who we are. And then notice the relief when we actually hit this place. Nothing left to do, nothing left to say, no one to impress, because everything is right here in the quiet. Good. Let's rise up with the torso. Draw your knees together. Let's come to lay flat onto your back. It would not be a strength sequence without our beloved back bends. So 4 back bends today. Let's adjust the body. Knees up towards the sky, feet flat on the mat. Good. Without dread, without resentment, or overanalyzing the posture, let's just lift and move into them. Good. So inhale, we rise. Whatever variation you're in, turn your heels out slightly. Plant down into the hands and the feet. Soften the glutes for 3, 2, 1. Now come all the way down onto the crown of the head. Take a breath. Good. And inhale, rise up. Second set. 3, 2, 1. Onto the crown of the head or all the way down. Reset. Inhale, rise. Good. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Onto the crown of the head or all the way down. One breath. Garner all your strength. Gather it all together and inhale. We rise up for our last one. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Tuck your chin. Come to lay onto your back. Right away, bring your hands onto the belly or the heart and slow down your breath. The eyes are closed. And we recognize this feeling of freedom that comes when we release these more challenging postures. Good. We're going to come into shoulder stand, Halasana. So let's take our legs up towards the sky, hands onto the lower back. Remember, the key here is to walk them as far down the back as possible. And then start to send your heels to the front of the mat so that all the weight is evenly distributed in the back of the arms here. This is your one inversion of this practice, so take a couple really deep breaths here. Good. And then bring your toes behind your head for Halasana. Hands onto the lower back or interlace them onto the mat. Very good. And very slowly start to unrelease posture, landing into a very well-deserved Shavasana. So find that peaceful resting position for you. Hands onto the belly. A few deep breaths. And then find that very soft resting breath as you surrender, let go, and soften around the bones, really melting down into your mat. And as we lay here in this peaceful state, without disrupting it, start to bring some full deep breaths back into the body. Good, and moving with ease, you can draw your knees in towards your chest. Eventually rolling onto the right side of the body before finding a comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. If you can, keep your eyes closed through that whole process, that whole movement. Good. Right away, we land into a tall spine, a natural breath. We're going to continue our work with this breath where we're inhaling to the peak. We take 3 more little sips of air in. We exhale everything out, and then we push out 3 more little pushes of air at the bottom, just holding for a count of 1 on each end. Okay, so I'll walk us through the first few. Let's take an inhale together. Full exhale out. Good. Inhale through the nose. Once you've found your peak, take 3 sips of breath in. Hold. And exhale through the nose. Letting out all the air. Once you've reached the bottom, you push the air out 3 more times. Hold. Good. And then begin again. Inhale. Take 3 more sips of air. Hold. Exhale. And then at the very bottom, 3 more pushes of air out. Good. Do 2 more full rounds on your own pace. Ensure when you are at the peak of your inhale that you don't allow your shoulders to come right up to your ears and your chest to become tight. See if you can still soften that part of the body. Good. And after your last round, there's no rush. We just soften into the natural breath. And for a moment here with that natural breath, just simply observe the quality of energy that exists around you. Notice the energetic vibration that you are expressing outwards. And then because of this, then what you are drawing in towards you, what you are attracting. And the best part about this is we get to choose. We get to choose this energy, what we attract into our lives, how we get to express ourselves, and how we get to show up. Let's take 3 deep breaths here together, down into the belly. Last one. Good. Let's bring hands in front of heart center, bow inwards. Thank you very much for your practice. Namaste.